I'm Brian Trauring. This week on Sylvania Spotlight, we turn our attention to the National Museum of the Great Lakes here in Toledo. This is Sylvania Spotlight. My guest today is Kate Fineske, Executive Director of the National Museum of the Great Lakes. Thank you for joining us. Great to be here.
Yeah,
Now, the museum first opened here in Toledo in 2014, is that
correct.
right?
Yep,
Okay, and it moved from Vermilion?
it did.
So tell us about the museum's purpose and mission. Let's start there.
Yeah, we actually just expanded our mission. Our mission is to preserve, share, and celebrate the past, present, and future of the Great Lakes story. It really allows us to continue to look at the history of the past, but history is happening every day. And so we really need to think about the next generation of Great Lakes history enthusiasts, and that helps us to focus on all of that.
So you took me through a tour a few minutes ago, and you have a very exciting 5,000-foot addition to the museum now open. And Kate, how does it feel knowing that the second wave, which is what you're calling it, is here after being here since 2014?
Yes, I feel like I just birthed my fourth child. Construction is not for the faint of heart, but it is so exciting to finally be able to welcome the public into our new space. We had really been, as I mentioned, history is happening every day. Our collection is vast and wide, and actually what you see on the exhibit walls is really only a very small portion of our collection, about 10%. The rest of it is in storage, and so we really needed this space, and we're excited to have it.
So what makes this museum unique? Why should somebody come and visit?
This museum is for every person. Any education, any age, any knowledge, any likes, dislikes, there's things that anybody can interact and engage with. So whether it's wanting to know specific demographics of the Great Lakes, or being interested in shipping, or wanting to understand a little bit more about the history or the Native Americans, and there really is something for everyone. And really, there's nothing, whether you're 2, 20, or 80, there's nothing that you can't touch and that you can't interact with.
How big an accomplishment was it procuring the pilot house from the St. Mary's Challenger? I mean, you said to me earlier that was like your favorite artifact now in the
That
museum?
really is the anchor of the entire expansion. It is absolutely beautiful. I remember the day that it was brought over, but the truth of the matter is we actually acquired that many years ago, and it sat in Midwest terminals waiting for us to start this project. And the pandemic hit in between all of that, which delayed it even further. So the day that that vessel or that pilot house was able to come and land on our stoop was just tremendous and exciting. And it's funny because the hull of the vessel, which is still out on the lakes today, happened to be, of all the places in the Great Lakes that it could have been, it's a tug barge. It happened to be coming down the Maumee River at the same exact time that we were transporting the pilot house. And it was really cool to watch the hull pass by, the pilot house, and then actually the captain and crew pulled over and they were able to come watch it be placed onto our museum grounds.
It's a very interesting space.
It
You've
is.
got all the controls, and just, I assume it's more or less just as it was when it was sailing.
All the way down to the coffee mugs. We've got these photos that we've replicated, and it's fun to see how exact it is.
So this expansion, how badly was it needed for this museum to be complete at this point?
Yeah, I mean, well, obviously only about 10% of our collection is out. We want to be showcasing more Great Lakes history, so we really needed more permanent exhibit space. History is happening every day. We never had a dedicated space for a temporary gallery. And what that means for us is, if you have members or people that you want to return, you need to have new exhibits that are happening. And so having dedicated space for a temporary exhibit was really, really important. We also do a lot of education work within the community across the Great Lakes. And now we have dedicated space to be able to have those conversations. And we also have space for our staff. I have been actually working out of a trailer for the last 4.5 years. Our staff has grown quite considerably. When I joined the team in 2019, just to give you an idea of how much we've grown, we had about 6 folks. We have close to 30 now. We had an operating budget of just under $1 million, and we're hoping to reach $2.2 million at the end of our 5-year strategic plan.
And none of it comes from tax dollars. So
None
that's
of it.
interesting.
We do not receive any local, state, or federal funding whatsoever. We are funded through our members, through earned revenue, through donations, and it's really quite extraordinary.